Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Alton West. Today I will have a guest on from Keep Troop Beautiful. Also, I will have guests on from the Rod Benders Bath Club. So make sure that you stay tuned for those interviews coming up in just a moment. Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. I am sitting down today with the chairman of Keep Troop Beautiful, Howard Mingo. Howard, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks, and thanks for having me for the third year in a row, maybe?
I think it is the third year in a row. And we're here today to talk about something that everybody can get involved with, and that is the Great American Cleanup. And I know that you and a lot of the members of the board have been instrumental in that. Talk a little bit about Keep Troop Beautiful first before we get into the Great American Cleanup, Howard.
All right, great. We've been an organization for 23 years here right in the community. We're composed of West Point, Hogansville, and LaGrange. We changed our name about 9 years ago to Keep Troop Beautiful to go along with Keep Georgia Beautiful and Keep America Beautiful. We're a nonprofit organization, and we're here to encourage folks to do the 3 R's we call them: recycle, reuse, and reduce. Education is what we do best because we're a group of about 20 people, and obviously we can't go out and pick up on all the roads. We can't beautify all of the parks and recreation places, but we can educate the rest of the community on what needs to be done to keep Troop beautiful.
That's right, absolutely. And you're talking about the 3 R's: recycle, reuse, and reduce. And you know, I've had on the show in the past the chairman's Wingo as well, not Wingo, but of course the past executive director now, Doris, and Bob Wiggins.
Right.
And we talk about the aluminum can, and the lifespan of that can is infinite.
Right.
You know,
Infinite,
you just recycle it, and within, I think it's 60 days, I think you said?
It can be back on the shelf, that's correct.
That's
in
right.
60 days, be back on the shelf as many times as it can be recycled.
That's right.
Yes.
So, you know, in that regard, we definitely need to make sure that people help us to reduce things of that nature and to recycle. And not only do we do aluminum cans, but you guys do bottles and other various items.
Tires.
Okay.
Yes.
And speaking of tires, we're going to talk about that here in a moment.
Right.
About tires, because we do see that is sometimes be a growing problem within our community.
Right.
When people have old tires taken off, they don't necessarily know what to do if they don't take them off at a place that, you know, dispose of them properly. We do find them in other places, and we're going to talk about how that is dealt with too. But the Great American Cleanup has been an event that's been taking place here in our community a number of years, and I know that Keep Troop Beautiful and Keep America Beautiful has been around for a very long time. Talk a little bit about Great American Cleanup.
Well, the Great American Cleanup has actually started already. It started this past weekend, March 15th.
Okay.
And it ends on May 1st. Starting on March 15th, we have asked individuals and groups to form clubs and do something beautiful. Pick a spot, any spot. It could be in front of your church. It could be a park. It could be a roadway. It could be a part of our lake. Your group, and your group has to be only 2 people, and it could be 20 people. If you pick that spot, you make it beautiful. We ask that you take a picture of it before and after, so we can use it, put it on our website, and see what you've done. We'll give you a way to communicate with us, where we will get you bags and gloves. And then we also want you to tally and tell us what you have collected, because we'll tally that and we'll send that to Keep Georgia Beautiful. Last year we had over 30 tons of trash, recyclables, tires that was collected.
Whoa.
And we had a couple of 100 volunteers. And so we expect this to be bigger because we are expanding the time that you're going to be able to participate in this. And also we're having our closing ceremony. It's going to be on a Friday evening. And it's going to be at the downtown pizza parlor here. What's the name of it? Mighty Joe's.
Okay.
And it's going to start at 5 o'clock. And we'll announce winners. And when we say winners, we have a little fun with this. We're going to have winners that's going to have the most trash, let's say, the most unusual item, and that's usually a kick to take a look at. And we found bones of animals and different things, so we'll have a little fun with it. but we'll announce it then, and we'll give everybody a slice of pizza, and we'll have a good time with it.
Well, very good. I mean, you're talking closing ceremony. I'm going to go back to a couple of things that you mentioned. You know, people that want to get involved, and I hope that the whole entire community can get involved, because we can definitely see the results of them getting involved. But 30 tons of trash.
Right.
That's a lot of trash.
That's a lot of trash
being picked up right here in Troup County is what you're saying. Okay. For those that want to get involved, you say you guys provide bags and other items.
And gloves, yes.
Okay.
And we'll have more fun at the closing ceremonies. We'll give out T-shirts. We have coupons to give out for Burger King. So we'll just have a little fun with it. And then we'll have prizes, cash prizes for some of those items. So we'll have some fun with it.
Okay. And you was talking about a team can be as many as 2 or as much as 20 or whatever. Now, how does a team get organized, Howard?
Well, let's say you take your church, and your church says our youth group is going to take care of the 2 blocks that are in front of our church.
Okay.
Give us a call, and I'll read the number off. It's 706-884-9922. You can contact us there, or you can go on our website.
Okay.
And it's easy to get a hold of. It's www.keeptroupbeautiful.com. And you can go ahead and register. Now your group is registered. Go ahead and take the picture and get started. Tell us if you need bags. Tell us if you need gloves.
Okay.
And your group is now part of it. We've already got some groups going already. I just got a note as of yesterday. The McCluskey Tennis Center has started. The Charter Garden Club in West Point and Hawks Library of West Point has already started. So and they're sending in numbers. So we've got a good start this year.
Well, very good. Now, and I guess it's always important for the viewing audience to know there is no charge for a team coming together to pick up.
No charge. This is all. We've got the bags. We've got the gloves. We've got other items. We've got seeds to plant. There is no charge at all. We are a nonprofit organization.
Okay.
And we do this because we care, and we think that people need to give us a personal responsibility to clean up our own community.
That's right.
When you get off at 85 in Hogansville, West Point, LaGrange, you want people to see a beautiful community. You want businesses to say, hey, I want to have my business there. You want organizations to say, I want to have my baseball tournament in LaGrange.
That's right.
That brings business and money to our community. So, and besides, who wants to look at trash down our highways and streets? We want to look beautiful. We want plants to be planted, trees to be blooming. This is what we want to do in order to make ourselves feel good about our community.
That's right. You know, so, everything you just said there, I mean, the gateways, a lot of times, and that has been a buzzword here lately down and around City Hall there, gateways. And we have to make sure that the citizens that live here, like you stated, take pride within our community to make sure that, we may not live on a certain side of town, but whatever side of town we live on, we can keep it in a decent and, a presentable order.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So people can get involved, volunteerism, make it a day of event. And let's say teams have already gotten started picking up.
Absolutely.
As long as they pick up during the window here of March the 15th through May the 1st,
yes,
their information can be forwarded to you to get, talk about that if you don't mind.
Well, actually, we have, as an organization, we are award-winning organization with Keep Georgia Beautiful.
Okay.
Jim McLaughlin, who was our code enforcement officer, was named the Code Enforcement Officer of the Year for Georgia.
I remember.
Which is huge. That is big. And I'm going to brag on Jim a little bit because he's also part of our committee, and he's our vice chair. And I've been out with Jim a couple of times, and he takes this very seriously. And have you ever seen someone throw garbage out of the window of a car, or someone has 8 bags of garbage in their pickup truck, and by the time they make it to the center, they've only got 7? Well, what we ask them is you count them, and if you only got 7, you start out with 8.
Right.
You want to go back and pick that
You
one
lost
up.
one somewhere.
Because if Jim finds it,
Yeah.
Jim is going to open it up, and he's going to look through it, and if he finds a name, he's probably going to contact you and ask that you not do that anymore, and he may even give you a citation just to encourage the right behavior.
That's right.
Now, he's not being mean or anything, but that's the job.
Yeah.
That is the job, to enforce the codes that we have in place.
That's right.
So we do that, and I want to talk, if you got a minute, about the litter index, because that starts this week. We'll do part of that this week, and we'll do part of it next week, where we actually go out and we go to the same streets every year, Hogansville, West Point, LaGrange, and we grade how much litter is on the streets.
Okay.
And we compare that to the previous year so we can see if we're making an impact. So we haven't done that this year yet. We started this week and next week, but the stats from 2014 and 2013 show that we have made some headway on those particular highways and byways. But as you all know, we still have a lot of work to do. And our index, we rated from 1 is very good to 4 is not so good. In 2013, we were at 2.2. To 14, we're at 1.7. So we made a little headway, about half a point. And hopefully we can see that we made more headway this year. We'll be able to report that the next time we talk. But we give that to the state and let them know how we're doing. So we are an award-winning organization, and we have done well, but there's still a lot of work to do.
A lot of work to do. And it's so important, you mentioned about the bags coming. Unfortunately, I was traveling down one of our major gateways the other night, and the same situation that you just described. It seems like someone may have been taking, some trash to an area, and they lost some of it along the way, and it was just, it is not a good sight. It is not in my opinion, it is not the perception that we want to give visitors to our city when they come in to see our main roads and stuff, just kind of littered with trash. So again, if we don't mind, that's the Great American Cleanup, March the 15th, going on through March 15th through May the 1st.
Right.
The closing ceremony, tell us again where and what time?
May the 1st. It's at the Pizza Parlor downtown, which is Mighty Joe's, and it will start at 5 p.m.
Okay.
And we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some free pizza for you, and we're going to give out some prizes for some unusual items that you picked up.
Some unusual find. As we close out, real quick, the tire amnesty, we didn't talk about that. People can bring, they can bring those.
We have not have our sites located as of yet, but we will have 3 sites, one in Hogansville, one in LaGrange, and one in West Point. Tire amnesty will be for private citizens. You will not have commercial tires, will not be allowed, but we'll be posting that on our website in just a little bit and let you know where you can get rid of your old tires.
All right. Always a good thing to do is get rid of them, dispose of them properly, because if Jim finds out, you may get a visit,
You may get a visit.
May get a visit. Well, Howard, I want to thank you for coming on the show today, and I know that the general public and everybody will get involved with our Great American Cleanup, because as we do, we see that our city, our community benefits from us being involved.
Absolutely.
Howard, thank you very much for being on the show today.
Thanks for having me here.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're back for more City Week in just a moment. Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm sitting down with members of the Rod Benders Bass Club. I have with me today the president, Mr. Eddie Champion, and also board member, Mr. Roy Phillips. Gentlemen, welcome to the show once again.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's a pleasure to sit down with you all and to talk about something that's near and dear to a lot of people's heart, and that's getting out on the lake in that beautiful weather and having an opportunity to fish for those large bass, right?
Yeah, and you've got one of the most beautiful lakes around, so it's a great area to go fishing in. So yeah, I can understand people.
Well, you know what, and as I've told you gentlemen in the past, I'm not an avid fisher like you all are, but I do enjoy eating fish. I must say that much, okay? Well, Mr. Champion, you're the president of Rod Benders Bass Club. Now, talk a little bit about some of your goals for this year, if you don't mind.
Well, the goals for this year, we've taken on a high school team. We're doing several things. Of course, we do our kids derby. We support homeless shelters. We've done a lot of things in the community. So as this thing progresses, it takes on a different wing every year. So, and this year we're supporting one of the mega churches in Atlanta, supporting their youth.
Okay, well, very good. And it's so important that we get our youth involved in outdoor activities. Just to kind of get them away from the PlayStations and all those other various instruments that keep them indoors all day long. And Roy, you are a board member, and I think you've been involved with Rod Benders for quite some time. Talk a little bit about your experiences.
Well, I've been with the club for about 11 years, and during that time, I've seen a lot of changes, all for the good. We brought a lot of youth into our club, into our organization, and we're we're just thriving every day, just looking for that youth.
Well, very good. And you know, gentlemen, public, I had the opportunity to attend their awards banquet. I'm going to bring out some other points about Mr. Roy over here in a moment or two. But I attended their awards banquet, and there was one gentleman's name that was continuously called award after award. And I'll get you to speak to that in just a moment if you don't mind, Roy, okay? High school teams, you're talking about high school teams, formulating high school teams. What is it that you would hope that our young people would take away from the things that you all are trying to teach them, Eddie?
Well, as you know now, there are scholarships, college scholarships relating to fishing. So what we're trying to do is get kids early in high school, get them prepared for possibly scholarships at the college level, and also just teach them to be good sports and good fishermen.
Okay, all right. And again, it's so important that, you know, because I know my uncle is an avid fisherman, and I always say that, you know, I don't like catfish. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. I don't like catfish. I would cut the line if I caught one. I wouldn't even take it off. But I do know that, you know, my nephew loves fishing, and this year this is the 10th annual coming up. Talk a little bit about that, and talk where it's going to be held and the date, if you don't mind, for us, Eddie.
Okay, it's April 18th. This is at the Pine Park Mega Ramp. Okay. This is our 10th anniversary, so we're expecting this one to be bigger and better. So we're actually looking to bring out the entire neighborhood of LaGrange. Let's get everybody out to Pine Park and take a look at what the rod benders are doing, and the people around, the support that comes from the surrounding area of LaGrange. So we're just looking forward to going out and having a good time. Okay. And the food's going to be magnificent.
Absolutely. You know, that's always a draw, isn't it?
Absolutely.
As long as the food is good and the entertainment for the kids. And this is a family event.
Absolutely.
And Roy, talk about it, because you've been involved there for a number of years. Talk about the interaction that you see among the children and the fishermen out there.
Well, we bring a lot of youth in that never have fished before. Parents probably hadn't, you know, got involved in fishing. So we're trying to introduce that to the younger kids and the adults as well, because you'd be surprised the amount of adults, you know, that hadn't really took time to learn how to fish, and you know, they're interested in getting the kids involved, but they don't really know how. So we're that too. We're that momentum that you can go to and get you started off on the right way. Okay,
well, very good. And avid fishermen, you gentlemen both. Roy said 11 years. How many years is this for you, Mr. Champion?
In this club, it's 26 years.
26 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, I'm one of the charter members of the Rod Benders Bass Club.
That's right.
But I've been bass fishing like probably the last 40 years. It's something I enjoy doing, so I just kind of keep at it.
Very good, very good. And Roy, you've been there 11 years, and I was alluding to a moment ago, I went to the awards banquet in February, and there was a gentleman's name for largest fish. I think it was, I can't remember all the categories, but there was a name that just kind of rang out throughout the auditorium there. Roy Phillips, Roy Phillips, Roy Phillips. Talk a little bit about some of the awards that you won there, Roy.
Well, last year was a blessed year for me. You know, everything kind of fell into place. I had Angler of the Year, I won Big Fish for the Year, and I won the Classic. So it's the first time anyone in the club have ever won all three events in the same year. Oh my. So it was a big plus for me.
All right, so you had a target on your back this year, right?
I do, I do.
Okay, then, very good. Well, you know, it's always a pleasure to sit down with you, gentlemen. We're going to take a quick commercial break here in a moment, and then we're going to bring up Dale Hill, who's the marketing director for you guys, to kind of talk a little bit about some of the economic impact for our area. And again, we just want to invite the general public to come out and support. This is the 10th annual Rod Benders Bass Club Fishing Tournament. And the other thing that I'm going to get Dale to talk about, there's prizes to be won as well. Sure. So I know that will always get people out. So gentlemen, let me take a quick commercial break. I'm going to bring up Dale, and we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the economic impact, okay?
Very good.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're back from more City Week in just a moment. Welcome back to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Now I am being joined by Dale Hill, the marketing director for Rod Benders Bass Club, and I still have on the other set here with you, Dale, Mr. Winter.
Yeah,
I will introduce him as that guy. Okay, the guy. Dale, it's a pleasure to sit down with you again.
Great to be back with you.
Well, this is the 10th annual Rod Benders Bass Club fishing tournament. Talk a little bit about the impact that this brings to the city of LaGrange.
Well, you know, over the last 10 years, we have focused on really trying to build this event to not only just benefit fishermen, but also benefit the community. We understand what we generate in terms of the dollars that we bring into the city of LaGrange for the economy, the economic aspects of
Right.
it. When we attract anglers from around the region, local anglers who have to come in, spend a night in the hotel, a couple nights in the hotel, practicing for the tournament, sleeping in, using hotels for overnighting, as well as the restaurants and the gas. That's an economic impact to our community.
That's right.
And it's really important for us to really drive that. We understand that it's just more than just about fishing. It's about jobs. It's how we can impact this beautiful place that we call LaGrange and West Point Lake with our presence and what we do. We approach it a little different than most guys. It's not just about fishing. We are avid fishermen, don't get me wrong. But we use this opportunity to first raise funds for our youth events. We also raise funds for the Wounded Warrior Project to support our veterans and military personnel. But we try to make that impact something significant, so when we leave here, that effect is ongoing.
That's right. Okay. And talking about impact, and not only, you mentioned some organizations, the Wounded Warriors, and
Yes.
of course the youth groups and things of that nature. There's a direct impact back to some of the fishermen as well. And Roy, as the tournament director, talk a little bit about the awards that fishermen can win, Roy, if you don't mind.
Yeah, based on the minimum of 100 boats, we're guaranteed to pay $6 grand back to the first place winner. So we'll probably pay back, if we got 100 boats, somewhere in the nature of probably 30 places. So we'll have a lot of payback going back to the anglers. Plus we give away door prizes. We give away a lot of prizes. Your gift bag coming in is probably what you just entered as your entry fee money. So
Close to it.
you get your monies back.
Very good. And you talk about an entry fee. There is an entry fee for the boats as
Yes,
well.
it is.
Talk a little bit about that.
$250 per boat, $125 per man.
Okay.
Individual fishing by himself would have to pay $250 to end the tournament. We still think that's quite economical to have an opportunity to fish for $6,000.
That's right.
It's very rarely that you can fish for that type of money locally in a fair and equitable tournament like what we're putting on. So it's been quite attractive to anglers, and we want to. Last year was 5,000. We raised it to 1,000. We're going to ultimately get this money up to the point where anglers can fish for some really substantial money.
Right, right. And it is a sporting, and it's an enjoyment too, as you all talked about, and Mr. Champion talked about when he was here. Just bringing the kids out, and I know that you, Dale, you were asking before we came on about other youth organizations that could perhaps be involved. Just go ahead and, if you don't mind, some of the youth that you all would like to invite out from.
Well, we love that. We want the general public and the general community to come out and watch weigh-in. We have activities at the ramp, at the campsite, leading up before weigh-in, starting at 1 o'clock. We have a kids fun zone where kids, you can come out, the smaller kids can have a chance to get into jumpy houses. We have games that they can play and prizes that they can win. We're going to do raffles and drawings for the kids to win prizes. So we really want to make it a family event. Have the family bring out some chairs, just sit down and enjoy the day with us as well. And watch these big fish, beautiful West Point bass be weighed in.
That's right, absolutely. And Roy and Dale, you may want to close your ears just for a moment. Roy, you were the winner of all categories. The winner, just about all categories at the awards banquet. And large fish. And when we're talking about young people and getting them, interested in fishing, talk a bit about some of the things that you used to win some of the awards, and in particular, how you caught the large fish, you think?
Well, the big fish for me last year came off a popper, and it was a top water bait. And during practice, we went out and practiced 2 days, and noticed that they was coming up, getting ready to go on bed, and you had to kind of aggravate them to get them to bite. So I threw a top water bait pretty much all day long and caught fish on it. So it was
Good
interesting.
fish.
Good fish.
Big fish.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, very good. Now, as we get ready to close out, Dale, and I know that sponsorship is always a big part of anything that's successbull. If there's someone that's listening and they want to become a part or sponsor for these events, how can they do that?
They can reach out to us at www.rodbusinessbassclub.org and hotlink and hit us on the contact page, and they can reach out to us there. We're looking for sponsors and individuals who would want to take advantage of the opportunity to have, hundreds of local residents come out, fishermen, hundreds of anglers who come out for their products or service, to market their products and services. We look for opportunities to plug in the community. We want to deal with local businesses. For instance, we have quite a few of our local food truck vendors that will be on site at the event on the 18th of April 18th. And they're coming out, and they're all LaGrange-based businesses. And we want to do more of that. We want to find those people who can see the value in working with us in what we're trying to do. And I think if you look at fishing, it's a sport that is a $65 billion industry.
Whoa.
And it impacts so many areas where you have reservoirs and the ability to get on the water like we were blessed with here at West Point. And we need to make sure that the people in the community reap some of those benefits.
Absolutely.
So we try to make sure that what we do, we involve the local economy, people that work and live in the local economy for that.
Very good, very good. Last closing comment. If anybody was listening, you gave them the website number, but if anyone wanted to know a little bit more about becoming a member of Rod Benders, give them the contact number that they can call.
You know, I think what you could do is probably the best thing to do is go to the website because all of the information is there.
All right.
Just about us, go to the About Us tab and read there, and it tells you everything about how to join, how if you're interested in approaching us about joining, what we require. We look for great, integritous people, you know, who are willing to not just about fishing, but we are willing to extend themselves to youth, to the community, you know, to work with the DNR. We need the Department of Natural Resources if they need our assistance. Individuals who are not just about fishing, because it's more than that. You know, when you become an organization like the Rod Benders, you know, we take on that responsibility, we take it on personally, that we can be an impact in our community. And we want to bring people together from all backgrounds, all diverse areas of the community, you know, different segments of it. We want everybody to be involved.
Okay. Well, very good. Well, gentlemen, it's always a pleasure to sit down with you. And Roy, I wish you the best of luck this year.
Thank you.
Because I'm sure there's going to be some that's going to be gunning for you.
About 50 guys.
About 50 guys,
50 guys
be gunning for you. So you've set the bar. So, gentlemen, thank you very much for being on the show today to talk about the upcoming 10th annual Rod Benders Bass Tournament.
If you would, I want to just kind of thank our friends over at LaGrange, Troup County, Bureau of Tourism, and the LaGrange City Council, especially Bobby Traylor. They have been so supportive of us in our events, and we just want to say thank you to them, and we invite everybody out to come out and hang out with us April 18th.
All right. Well, very good. Gentlemen, thank you for being on the show once again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're back for more City Week in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for City Week this week. My guests have been from Keep Troop Beautiful. I had on Howard Mingo as he talked about the Great American Cleanup that started on March the 15th that will run through May the 1st. So by all means, do your part and come out and help keep Troop beautiful. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I had guests on from the Rod Benders Bass Club. I had on the president, Mr. Eddie Champion, also the tournament director, Mr. Roy Phillips, and also the marketing director, Mr. Dale Hill, as they talked about the upcoming Rod Benders Bass Club Tournament, 10th annual, that will be taking place on April the 18th out at West Point Lake. So by all means, make sure that you come out and support this event. It's for a very worthwhile cause. It goes back to great charities here, not only in our community locally, but also throughout the state of Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed these interviews. And as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.